Hari Om. Let's do the prayer. Om Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanuramadhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Tvameva Mata Cha Pitattvameva Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakhatvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravidam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Gurudeva Deva Tvameva Sarvam Amadeva Deva. Hari Om. We are discussing now the purity of the mind, how we can prepare the mind so that the mind is not running out but turn inwards towards you. So introverted mind is a prerequisite for this. So this is we talked number 13, and here we are going to talk about Karma Yoga. So this is a chapter from the Bhagavad Gita, 3rd chapter, where Krishna talks about this, where Arjuna asked the question because in the 2nd chapter he glorified the Jnana Yogi or Sthita Prajna. Says, you have glorified Jnanam, and why are you asking me to do this Ghora Karma, that means the heinous action of fighting this war where I have to kill people? Why are you asking me to do it? So I'm confused. One side you say you are glorifying the knowledge, and the other side you are asking me to do this action. Then Krishna answers that there are two kinds of people that are there. Lokosmin dvividha nishta pura prokta maya naga jnana yogena sankhyanam karma yogena yoginam. There are two types of mentality in the human beings. One is that who are tuned only rajasic mind, who are tuned only for the action, as a tamasic rajasic mind, predominantly with the rajasic mind. And those who are sattvic mind are the ones who can gain the knowledge. So the mental preparation is different, or the mind that is there available is different. And for you, Arjuna, you have to go through this process to prepare a mind by action itself. So here we are coming to the action and how it can be prepared. Now we need to understand some aspects of it. Everyone cannot but has to act. Life itself is an action. So from morning there is a continuously movement involved in the life. So expression of life itself is an action itself. I had to breathe, I had to do this. For every living itself requires an activity involved. If no activity, I become a vegetable. Therefore, life itself is expressing in terms of action from amoeba to all the way to the gigantic human being also. So action becomes a part of the life itself. Nahi kachit kshanamapi jato tushtasya karma krado. There is not a single moment one can remain actionless. He has to at least breathe for him to be alive. So breathing is an action. So therefore, no one can stop from action. But if every action involves a tangible and intangible result, whenever I perform an action, it is leaving me an impression, and then that impression will ask me to do again action, and I am getting into what Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi says, Krutimahodado Patanakaranam. So this Karturagnya Prapyate Palam Karma Kimparam Karma Tatchadam. This action and the results is become Krutimahodado. It's like a whirlpool where I get caught up in this and I cannot get out of it. Action, results, action, results, action, results, vasanas, more action, more janma, and more life, next life, so on and on. It will go on life after life after life. We do not know how many lives we are and we have gone through. And therefore, action results will vasanas. Then how can by action I can remove the vasanas? And that is where we need a yoga. Karma yoga is not just a karma. Karma has to become a yoga. Yoga means yoking the mind to something higher. Then only it will purify. So what is the means? Krishna gives you a means for how an action can be converted into yoga. Yajñārtham karmanonyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha tadartham karma kaunteya. Says yajñārtham karma, says you do for the sake of yajna. So if I perform an action not for my sake but for yajna's sake, then action becomes a yoga. So yajñārtham karma anyatra, if you don't do it, it becomes a bondage. So what is yajñārtham? For the sake of yajna. So what is yajna? Yajna, Swami Chinmayananda beautifully defines yajna. Says yajna is a cooperative endeavor where everyone pitches their part, their best for the benefit of the totality. That's what is yajna. So everyone that are involved as a component, they are doing their part, their best to the total action and not for themselves, for the benefit of the totality, and that's what is called yajna. So when I perform with an attitude of yajna, then it will not be bondage, it will not be binding me. Result will not be binding, and also result will be purifying my mind also. That is the secret of Karma Yoga. Now we need to understand this. What is yajñārtham karma? And yajna means also in the Vishnu Sahasranama, yajna means it's one of the names of Lord Vishnu. So yajñārtham means for the sake of the Lord perform the action. Therefore, when you say for yajna's sake you perform, or for the sake of the Lord you perform the action. So why should I perform the action for the Lord's sake? Does Lord depend on my action? All that is only understanding or lack of clear understanding. You say, when I perform the action, where is the Lord? Lord himself became many. Therefore, the totality himself is nothing but the Lord. So, for the benefit of the totality, when I perform my action, then with that attitude of service to the totality, then my mind is free from my self-centered likes and dislikes. Whether I like it or not, I have to do my part, my best, to the benefit of the totality. So look at this from the point of individual. What all the components I have? I have the mind, I have the body, I have the mind, I have the intellect. These are the three instruments all involved. I have only these three instruments. And using all the three instruments I put forth, so every component involved put forth their part, their maximum to their capacity and perform an action. That means in every action that I do, my intellect is completely there, my mind is also there, my body is also there. So complete personality is involved. My mind is not running anywhere outside the field of action, and intelligently I have determined what needs to be done, and mind is following and the body is acting. In that case, action will be to the best that I can do. So every action that I perform will be my best because that is my capacity, and I'm putting my foot forth, both my intellect, my mind, emotional center, and my body. All are, it becomes a yajna. Look at the family, the father, the mother, the children, everyone putting forth their part, their best for the benefit of the totality, which is the family. Then the family will prosper. Husband is doing something else, wife is doing something else, and everybody is doing something else, and they're running all over the place. But if every part is done their part, their best, then that action has to be the best. So that yajñārtham karma anyatra karma bandhanaha, if I understand this clearly, so when I perform an action with an attitude that every part is contributing their part, their best, then action will be the best. So from the point of family, every component is doing their part, their best. From the point of nation, if every individual contributes to the benefit of the totality, which is the whole nation itself, to the point their best, then the nation will prosper. When the nation prospers, individuals automatically prosper. When the family prospers, individuals automatically will prosper. So individual prosper comes automatically if the totality prospers. So when I perform the action with that attitude, then action will not give me an impression of vasanas. Therefore Krishna says, yajñartham kuru anyatra karma bandhanaha. Therefore otherwise it becomes a bondage. So this is a recipe that is given by the Lord himself in the third chapter, is how one can purify the mind. Even though I am propelled by my desire, by my vasanas, but when I perform the action with an attitude of yajna as an offering to the results, to the totality, then that action becomes pure. It does not leave the impression, and not only the not impression, because my mind is preoccupied with performing the action for the benefit of the totality, therefore there will not be any vasanas. So this is the karma yoga, that is the recipe that is given by the Lord himself. So by process of karma yoga, I become eligible, the mind becomes less, and with the less impurities, it becomes pure. The karma is done. He says, yajñartham, also for the sake of Vishnu, I have to perform the action. So when I perform an action offered to the Vishnu, it has to be a dharmic action. I cannot give wrong things to the Lord. So I had to do what is right thing and offer it to him. Therefore automatically all the negative things and all the selfish activities that are only benefiting myself at the expense of others, they go away, because I am offering this to the Lord. When I am offering, let that be best. When I want to offer beautiful naivedyam, says I had to make the best prasadam, best naivedyam, and offer it. It's called the naivedyam, not prasadam. What I offer is naivedyam, and what comes from the Lord is called prasadam. And when I offer everything, and what comes from the Lord is the result. So when I perform an action with an attitude of that, I have also attitude that I am offering to the Lord, and therefore what comes from the Lord, the result is called the prasadam. That's what in Indian temples, when we go to a temple, they offer a prasad, and whether it is a sweet or a hot, whether it is a bitter or not, whether it's ash or vibhuti or beautiful sweet pongal or sweet, we take appropriately. We don't question how much I am getting it or how much other people are getting it. We don't question how come I am only having this much and other people are having. We don't question who prepared this prasad. All those things don't mean anything to us, because it is coming from the Lord. The same attitude I had to develop in receiving the results of the action. That means I am non-reactive to the results. I am only active, not reactive. So every time I perform the action, I am only acting but not reacting. So when I perform the action, I receive the results as coming from the Lord. So karturajñaya prapyate phalam. This is how Bhagavan Ramana starts with Upadesasara. It is the results are given by the Lord. Results is given from the Lord. So who is the Lord? Now you know who is the Lord. The one, results are coming from him. You may say result is coming from here, but since everything is nothing but the Lord only in different names and forms, all the forces are his forces only, his creation. Therefore all the results are coming from him. So therefore, if I have clear understanding of the action, even though now I cannot but act, when I am acting, I cut off all other self-centered activities and perform what I need to do or what I had to do because of my obligations. That's called the niyamita karma, nitya naimittika karma. Whatever the obligations, because I am in a society, if I am an employee, it's my job to do because I am paid for that. Then I do my part, my best, and every employee does his part, his best for the benefit of the company will prosper. So even from a materialistic point, this is an absolute law for a success itself. And for the spiritual growth, this is a law also for purification of the mind. So this is called a punyam and papam. If the activities are dharmic activities, and if I perform those with an attitude of karma yoga, then the action itself purifies. The longing or desiring now gets neutralized. My vasanas get neutralized, and it becomes a bhushanam now. That's why Pannaga Bhushana, the Lord Shiva is called Pannaga Bhushana because he is wearing the snake, but snake itself is dangerous, but snake he is wearing as a Bhushanam itself, and the Lord Vishnu is lying down on the snake itself. The all snakes in the philosophy are nothing but the vasanas only. The vasanas are now coiled down into bed, and he is sleeping comfortably, and all the seven hoods are looking towards the vasana, looking inwards into the soul, very soul itself. The seven hoods of the Ajiseshu is nothing but five senses plus buddhi and the intellect all turn inwards towards the Lord. And that is the symbolism of the Ishvara also. And therefore, with that attitude, when I perform the action, the karma becomes a karma yoga, and the action becomes a purification, and chitta suddhi, purity of the action comes in. How do we know my mind is purified? So, when you say purified mind is required for the study of Vedanta, it means that when I go to a Vedanta class, my mind is not running away. I am able to concentrate on the teaching itself. That means I have withdrawn my mind, all my raga dvesha, and invest that mind at least during the class to that higher state of understanding. At least I need that much mind, in purified mind, for me even to listen to the scriptures. If I have the capacity to think more and more about the Vedantic truth, the more and more my mind has to withdraw from all other pursuits in life and invest that into this. That becomes a srotavyaha, mantavyaha, nididhyasitavya, where constant listening to the scriptures, reflecting on the teachers, and living in the scriptural teaching itself becomes a way of life itself. And that becomes a yoga where I firmly abide in the knowledge. Therefore, karma yoga is the most efficient means of purification of the mind, and once mind is purified, I can enter into the Vedanta. That is the prerequisite to enter into the Jnana yoga. So, karma yoga is Jnana yoga yogyata siddhyartham, for preparing my mind suitable to enter into the Viveka Chudamani text, or for a Jnana yoga, I need to have that mind. In the Brahma Sutra, the first sutra says, Atato Brahma Jignasa. Then, therefore, inquire into the Brahman. That's how the first sutra says. So then means what? Or thereafter. Thereafter means whereafter. Thereafter means after preparing your mind. So how should I prepare a mind? I gave you the Karma Yoga, where Niyatam Kuru, Nitya Naimitya Karmas, whatever obligatory duties. There are obligated duties depending upon the role that I am playing. If I am a father, I have a fatherly duties. If I am a mother, I have to take care of my children, the motherly duties. If I have a student, I have student duties. If I am a teacher, I have teacher duties. If I am an employee, I have an employee duties. If I have a citizen, I have citizen duties. So depending upon the state that I am, or whatever the role that I am playing, the role will have appropriate required duties associated with the role. Roles will have the duties. So when I take up the role, then I have to play that role efficiently without getting attachments or without getting raga dveshas. And that is essentially implied in terms of role playing. Now we go a little bit more carefully in terms of what's involved in the Karma Yoga and the attitude in life and the preparation and what are the requirements and how Shankara also interprets what are the mental requirements to enter into the Jnana Yoga. called Sadhana Chatushtayam, the fourfold requirements that he is going to discuss, that we will do next class. And with this, we'll stop here. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Sign illa 20 minutes.